Okay, let's go have stand up. I mean, the stretching really helps me as well. I feel like I have to do the stretching. Feet underneath your pelvis, grounding down, find the length in your spine. Push the top of your head up and press the bottom of your feet down. Press your big toe mound down, pinky toe down. Take a big inhale up. And exhale. Big inhale up. Exhale to slowly roll to your feet. Maybe this is where we add a little soft bend to add that first slow roll forward. And just hang out there at your toes. Have a moment. You can rock into your toes and into your heels. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears. Ooh, my hamstrings are tight this morning, friends. And then back to center. To lift the sit bones a little higher. And then begin to slowly walk your hands out to your plank position. And find yourself in your plank. And just take a moment there to lengthen through the crown of the head. Press back through the heels. Firm up the thighs. Feel very supported. Press the floor away from you. Inhale, exhale to downward dog. And then just breathe there for a moment. Let's just begin to pedal out the knees, starting to find some awakening up of the body. And we'll press the heels back, round your spine forward into your plank, using your abs to control you to come forward nice and slow. And then you use your abs to pull your hips up. So really pull from your low belly, like you have a belt on that's supporting you to lift you and roll you, rolling back forward into the plank, side shoulder blades away from the ears, long neck, lengthen through the heels, and then back into your downward dog. Into your plank. As you roll into your plank, also think hugging your inner thighs slightly towards each other. Pull the heels slightly towards each other, and then back into your downward dog. Lifting those sits bones high, pressing the heels back. Take a breath there. Press the floor away from you. And let's take the right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip to take the stretch. So it just pulls you open. This has become one of my faves because I just love this opening I get through that right side oblique and through my hip. And then we'll square the hips and we step that foot through. And then reaching the right hand up to the sky. I don't know about you guys, but I get nice little cracks and pops in through my spine, unraveling here. Lengthen those right fingertips up. And then bringing that hand back down to the mat, step back into your plank. Hang out in your plank for a second. Lengthen through the heels, lengthen through the crown of the head. Pressing the floor away from you, pull your ribs up into your body, pull your low abs up and in. Inhale, exhale, take it back to your downward dog. And take a breath there. Then we'll take the left leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. And breathe. And your next exhale, we'll square the hips and step that foot through the hands. And then take the left hand up to the sky, reaching that left hand up. And breathe. Unraveling in the spine a little bit. Push those left fingertips up a little bit higher. And then we'll bring that hand back to the mat, stepping back into your plank, hold here. Hug the inner thighs slightly towards each other. Press the floor away from you, lengthen through the crown of the head, press the shoulder blades away from the ears, inhale, and exhale. One more breath here. And we're gonna very slowly start to bend the elbows till we meet all the way on the mat, but control, slow all the way down, hugging the elbows next to you, and then melting into the mat once you get there. You'll fold the forearms together, glue the forehead to the forearms, and just take a couple breaths here, breathing into your belly. Bring awareness into the body, slide the shoulder blades away from the ears, and then start to press the hip bones and pubic bone down into the mat. Pull your low abs up and in, connect through the pubic bone down into the mat, and just start to lift the upper body just a micro inch up off the mat. So tiny lift. Think like your shoulders are sliding away from your ears, but your armpits are getting pulled further away from your pelvis. And then lower back down. Again, maybe you come up a little bit higher. You lift, like someone's pulling your armpits to support you, but your shoulders are pulling away from your ears. So your neck is long without tension, and lower down. We're gonna do 2 more like that. Keep connecting the pelvis down, keep connecting the toes down, draw the low abs up and in. We lift and lengthen out of the crown of the head. Lift the elbows slightly higher and lower back down. One more time. We lift and lower all the way down. And then we'll keep connecting the pelvis down. We float the right leg up, engage the glute, and lower it down, and float the left leg up. So when we're doing just one leg, we can still stay supported. We can see how high does it feel like you can go up without crunching into your low back. So we don't want the lumbar muscles to take it. Obviously they're gonna work, but we want the belly supporting and then the glutes activating to lift the thigh off the mat. So single leg, you could stay there, or after we complete this next one on the left, we're gonna go into double leg. Both legs lift and lower. Keep pressing the pelvis into the mat. Both legs lift and lower. One more time, both legs lift and they hold. Really firm the booty, relax the shoulders, and then little circles away from each other. So think about the butt staying tight, the low back not taking in. Reverse your circle. Think up and around. The top of the booty really tightening up. Pull your abs in to protect so it doesn't go into your low back. And last one, lowering the legs to the mat, shake the pelvis out. Let's connect, bend the knees, connect the heels, turn the toes out slightly. So the knees are just wider than the pelvis. It's important to keep the glutes strong because they need to stay activated to keep things out of the pain out of the low back. We're gonna press the pelvis in and then lift the thighs off the mat, keeping the heels super glued together. And lower. And we lift and lower. Lift, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the heels, bring the heels closer to your bum and lower. So you get that hold on the top. Try to stay really secure in through your abs. So as your thighs are lifting, you don't want to let your low back get shorter. How long can you keep your low back as you lift those thighs up? That's where keeping your pelvis in place is going to really help. And now we'll hold the thighs up, squeeze the heels and little tiny pulses up. Little tiny lifts for 5. Then last one, lower the thighs down, extend the legs long, shake the pelvis out. Send your arms long to the front. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears, getting your body as long as you can. Now really draw your abs up and in. Lift out of your pelvic floor and float arms and legs up off the mat. So again, how is your low back? Has it shortened or is it staying long? And then little swim. Swimming it out. Because if we're standing, we don't want to be shortening in our low back because then we're going to be really sinking in to our lumbar muscles and then our low back is going to hurt. So we want the booty to fire. We want to think lengthen the spine for how we would be standing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower everything down. Gently press yourself to child's pose and take a breath. So just reaching the fingertips further forward and pushing your booty back to your heels. Find length in your back. One more breath there. And we exhale to roll up onto hands and knees, to finding knees underneath your pelvis, hands underneath your shoulders and into your calf stretch, rounding your spine up to the sky, and then head up, tail up for your cow. And then round and head up, tail up. These are the things that I want to do on the basketball court before the game, but the players can do it, but for some reason that wouldn't be appropriate for me to be warming up on the court. And bringing it back all the way to center, pulling the abs up and in, extend the right arm and the left leg at the same time. Squeeze the glute and bring it back to center. But I feel like, and then left arm, right leg, I feel like I'm playing in the game sometimes because with having to follow all the action and work my way around the ref, I need a warm up before the game. Let's do 3 more each way. Really find that length in the spine. Can you keep your body so still? 2. So we're always thinking about keeping our spine in the position we would love it to be optimally while standing. We're going to now meet with the right arm and the left leg long. Holding it here. Pull your abs up and in. Get longer through the fingertips and through the toes. Open the arm and leg away to the outside of the body and sweep it back into center. You open away from the body. Is your booty cheek super tight and controlling your leg? Are you sliding your shoulder blade away from your ear, keeping your neck long and without tension? One more time. Return back to center around your spine so the knee and the elbow connect and extend. Pull in and extend. 3. Last one. Extend and hold. Bring the hand and the knee down into your cat stretch. Into your cow. And bring it back to center. Left arm, right leg, you lengthen. Find the length. Plug your shoulder blade down, but lengthen the fingertips forward and really lengthen through the toes by firming up that glute and sending all the energy up. Open the arm and leg away from the body and bring it back to center. So we're really finding all of our balance through our center. So we're adding that movement to challenge the stability. One more time. Bring it back to center, around your spine, the knee and the elbow connect, and extend. Pull in, lengthen. For 3, contract the abs and then hit right back at neutral. 2. Last one. Extend, lengthen, and bring it back to center. Rounding into your cat, into your cow, and all the way back to center and coming to sit on your bum. We're going to grab the ring. I didn't wear my watch today, so I'm going to have to pay attention to the time on my phone so we make sure we get your side work instant. Grab your ring, your band, whatever you're going to use to start and that you'll use to stretch. Sit up tall, press the hands forward. Bend the knees slightly, really push your sits bones down, and then someone's got their hands under your armpits and lift you a little bit longer and taller. Widen your collarbone, and then if it feels good, you can lengthen the legs back out. Draw the abs in, pull the belly in tight as you start to roll back halfway. Someone's got their fist coming towards your belly, and you don't want them to touch you, and then you roll up to sit. And draw the belly in, squeeze the ring, roll halfway back, and lift. Halfway back, we hold it. And start to squeeze the ring, little squeeze. Relax the shoulders, neck is long. Can you soften through the legs? Breathe. And just hold the ring tight and roll down. Vertebra by vertebra by vertebra, all the way down. Inhale, take a stretch. Exhale, we're going to take the ring back up to the sky, keeping it right over the shoulders as we roll up halfway. Holding the halfway point, send the shoulder blades away from the ears. Tuck your pelvis underneath you, pull your low belly in, lift the left leg a micro inch up off the mat, and lower and right. So alternating sides, squeeze the ring as you lift the leg. So the ring is going to go small in, small release. Neck is long. Hold the belly in a little bit deeper. We got one more each way. And bring it all the way back to center. Round up and over to your toes. Take a stretch here. Give yourself a little forward fold. We're going to do one more there. Sit up tall again. Press those sits bones down. Long neck. If you need to roll out your neck, whatever, just to let go of any tension. Rolling back halfway. Legs stay still. Pelvis stay still as you rotate your ribcage over to the right. And bring it back to center. Squeeze the ring. Twist over to the left. Collarbone is wide. The hands stay right in front of the shoulders. Hold it at center. Go back a tiny little inch, sliding your tailbone underneath you. So you're just pressing your sacrum down a little bit more. Twist over to the right. And unravel back to center. Twist like you're wringing out a washcloth. And back to center. You go back one little inch. Twist all the way over to the right. Exhale, bring it back to center, over to the left. With control, back to the center, all the way down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, we peel all the way up, rounding up and over the big balloon on your lap, diving forward, and then we hook it onto the feet. Take your stretch forward. And then hook it onto the right foot. You roll down, taking that leg up to the sky for a stretch. Firm the left leg down and just breathe into your right leg. Starting to just get it sorted out before you add any pulling on it. Pushing the right sits bone forward. Start to bend and straighten the right leg. Breathe into it. Holding the leg up. Pushing the right sits bone away. And breathe. If it feels good, each breath can help bring that leg back a little bit further. Try really firming your left leg down, keeping the pelvis square, and then bring it back a little bit further. So you're still keeping energy in the body. Let's take a few more breaths. Can you relax the shoulders? And on your next exhale, we'll release that. We'll hook it to toes to start to stretch out the calf. Let the leg lower down just a little bit and just start to pull the toes towards your shin. Pushing the heel up to the sky. And point and flex. We'll hold the toes down, heel up. Next exhale, we'll switch. We'll go back to center foot and spiral out to the side for inner thigh. Pushing left hip down, breathing into that right inner thigh. Shoulders relax, but energy is reaching out through the right heel. Take one more breath there. And we'll exhale, bring the leg up to the sky. And bring the leg a little bit across the body, stretch to the side of the hip. Keep anchoring the back pocket down. Few more breaths here. Can you really square that pelvis as the leg just comes a little bit further across? On your next exhale, we'll melt into your spinal twist. Let the leg full across the body. Opposite direction. And we'll extend that leg out to straight. The legs are long and loose. Well, at least the right leg is. And we'll peel up and over, and hook it onto your left foot. Pull all the way down. And we'll start to breathe into the back of that left leg. Firm your right leg down. Turn those right toes up to the sky. So you're actively stretching. We're not just zoning out here. We're breathing into those muscles, getting them ready so they will be ready to participate or not participate. They're always working, but you don't want the legs to be doing all of the work when we want the abs to be the star. So that's why we want to let them loosen up a little bit. So then you can really think about your abs and not be like, oh, my legs are tight. And breathing into it. Let's have that bend and straighten. And keep the leg long. Pushing the left sits bone away from you. And then release that, hooking it to your toes. Toes pull down, heel pushes up. And we'll point and flex. Hold the toes down, heel up. Into the calf. I feel like with this cold weather, it feels actually good to get a stretch because I feel like my muscles are so tight from just being out and freezing, my body just trying to stay warm. So it's nice to get loosening. And then let's bring it back to the center of the foot. Exhale as the leg spirals out to the side. Again, keeping your right leg actively pressing down, pushing through your left heel, inner thigh, shoulders relax, soften the ribs. Breathing into that inner thigh. Just take 2 more breaths there. But I feel like this inner thigh could stay there all day. Trying to let it go. On your next exhale, we'll sweep that leg up to the sky. And then across the body, keep pushing the hips down. Push the back pocket into the mat. Let's take 2 more breaths. Can you push the left sits bone away from you? On your next exhale, we'll let the leg fall to the side into your spinal twist. And we'll bring it back to center. Legs long and loose, shaking it out. And then we'll bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat. Just a couple times, arch and imprint just to settle your pelvis into neutral. Find where your hip bones are in line with your puke bone. You have your little bit of low back curve, how it would be ideal for you to be standing. So we're building our strength to support us as we move around our day. Take the hands up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, we just lift head, neck, and shoulders, reach forward and back down. Curling from your upper abs. Just wake up those upper abs real quick. As we curl forward, bring the right leg to tabletop and place it down. And now left leg. As we curl forward, we bring the leg to tabletop and down. So we march the leg up as we curl forward. Holding the lift with the right leg. Hold it up, take the leg out, take it in, place it on the mat, lower down. Curl up, extend, in and lower. So we bring it to the march, we hold the up, we take it, extend, in, lower the head. And lower. One more like that each side, building the awareness in the core. Bring it all the way back to center. Lower the hands, keep the head down, bring the right leg back to table. Pelvis in neutral, draw the abs in to lift the left leg up to table. So your low belly is so tight and activated, and we go into our marching here. Tap right toes down and lift and left and lift. Shoulders are relaxed. So making sure that the rest of the body is also cooperating. So bring lightness into your collarbone, into your chest. Press those back bottom ribs down into the mat. Sometimes I need to pull my bottom ribs away from my pelvis to make sure I'm not going into that arch. Maybe the arms are straight, maybe they're bent a little bit. What's going to allow your body to alleviate tension in the upper body while your low abs are really working, your deep transverse abdominis, as well as pulling down into the spine. Let's take 1 more each way. Belly's drawing deep, bring it back to center, hug the knees in. And then bring the legs back to table. Make sure the pelvis is in neutral. Float the hands an inch up off the mat, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, reach the fingertips a little further forward and little reaches forward. Reach, reach, Breathe. While the pelvis is staying in neutral, so you can see that your pelvis is in neutral, hold the up and then flex the feet. Dip your heels as far as feels available. Maybe it's just a little bit to start, and then drag the knees back up. Take them out to about a halfway point. They don't have to go all the way to the mat, and lift. Maybe it's 1 inch down, and that's where you find your activation. If it's feeling like too much tension for the neck, bring your head down to the mat and relax your arms by your sides. Don't take your legs as far. You got 4 more here. Reach the fingertips forward. So you're really pulling your armpits towards your hips, keeping your pelvis so still. 2. Last one. Bring the legs back up, hug the knees in, head down, head rock side to side. Bring it back to center, legs to table, hands to the sky. Float head, neck, and shoulders up. Reach the fingertips to the sky. Reach your right arm backwards, left leg forward, and bring it back to center. Other side. So moving opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, the head can be down for this. It does not need to be up. If it's up, it's like there's a cable on your sternum that's helping to support you. It's not coming from your neck or your jaw. You've got that slight tuck of the chin, holding that lime or lemon beneath, between the chin and the chest. Let's do 2 more each way. Zipping the abs down and in. Last one. Bring it back to center, hug the knees in, relax, drawing circles on the ceiling with your nose. Reverse that. Back to center. We're going to do the hundreds prep and then right into the hundreds. Hands to the sky, belly in tight, float head, neck, and shoulders up, shoot the legs out long, and bring it back to center. Exhale. So this gives you a little moment to check in with your body when your head lifts. You can see where is your pelvis, where is your neutral, and now we'll hold it up. Because now you've got that dialed in and starts pumping out to the hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. So the legs could be to the sky, pressing your tailbone down. They could be lower. Where is it best for you? Maybe they're in tabletop. Maybe they're on the mat. Where do you feel like you can hold your transverse abdominis in and your breathing can flow? Inhale, big legs can be a parallel or in turnout. Inhale and exhale. Maybe it's they go up to the sky and then they go a little bit lower. Exhale. 2 more sets. Inhales. Big. That's it. Inhale. Big exhale. Take the legs to the sky. Hug the knees in and relax. Head side to side. We're going to take the legs out long. Shake the legs out. Take the hands to the sky. We're going to do 3 roll-ups here. Firm the thighs down. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Peeling yourself all the way up. Reaching forward. Up and over, and then scoop as you roll back, imprinting your spine all the way back down. Inhale, reach the arms long. Exhale, hands up to the sky as you peel yourself up, up, up and over. Hands always are staying in front of the shoulders. And then scoop and roll down, relax your shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, exhale, peeling. And we're gonna roll all the way back down. Bending the knees, arms down, feet to the mat, knees to the sky, peeling yourself all the way up into your bridge now. Lifting all the way up, make sure your head is fully placed on the mat and sequentially rolling it down. And rolling all the way up and all the way down. Vertebra by vertebra. So just as we were doing in our roll up, we're also doing that with our hip lift. Peeling the hips all the way up, holding them up to the sky here. Push hips a little bit higher. Tap your butt down, press up, squeeze the glutes. Tap down, press up, squeeze. Shoulders relax away from the ear. Collarbone is wide, no tension in the neck. Let's keep the hips lifted to the sky, pulses up, little lifts. Can you open a little more through the hips? Can you push those thighs forward, pressing the knees to the front of the room and grounding through your feet? Hold the hips high and then lift the heels high. Maybe you walk your feet back towards you a little bit, wherever feels best for you. Tap your butt down, press up, lift and squeeze. Tap down, lift and squeeze. More, press up and lift. Hug the thighs slightly towards each other so the inner thighs are working to help stabilize as well. Hold the hips up and tiny pulses up. pushing your sits bones towards your calves, firming in the booty, collarbone wide. And then hold that up, drop the heels, walk the feet to the outside edges of the mat, push your hips up a little bit higher, slightly pulling your pubic bone towards your face, dig your heels down, turn the toes up, and then tap the butt down, press up and lift. Down, up, and squeeze. Collarbone wide. On the next one, we hold it all the way up. Inner thigh activation, let's squeeze the knees together, push the hips up a little bit higher, and then open the thighs out. Push them in, lift those hips a little bit higher, press out. So you get a squeeze on the in and open, squeeze and in. Collarbone is still wide. Hold the knees open, pulses, little lifts, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Feet down, walk the feet back to center, roll your spine all the way back down into the mat. Walk the feet a tiny inch forward, hands to the sky, draw the belly in, peel yourself all the way up on your sits bones. All the way up to sit, and scoop and roll it all the way back down. Inhale, exhale, peeling all the way up. And imprint all the way down. We're going to do a single leg bridge in a moment. All the way up, roll back halfway, fold the arms together. We're going to tuck that pelvis. We're going to just twist over to the right and bring it back to center. Twist over to the left. So think about your elbow twisting down. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then maybe we're going to do a few more with the legs up. Maybe, maybe not. Twist, you stay where it feels better, and twist. Just twisting your rib cage over to the side, pelvis staying still. 2 more each way. So just into those obliques. 1 more each way. Bring the feet back down to the mat. Release the arms to the front. Control as you roll all the way down. Arms relaxed by the sides. Set your feet back into your bridge. We're going to roll up 1 more time, holding it here, bringing your right leg into table, kick that leg up to the sky. And now little pulses up, up, squeeze, up, squeeze. So the left glute and hamstring has a lot of activation here. You're pushing your right hip away from you to help square the hips for 5. Last one, hold it up, place that foot back on the mat. Bring the left leg up to the sky, shoot the toes up to the ceiling, push your left hip away, little pulses up. Feeling all that activation in the right glute and hamstring. Collarbone wide for 5. And last one, place that foot on the mat, both hips evenly press up, up, little lifts. Push the knees away from you for 5. 4, reach your arms towards your heels. And last one, roll all the way down. And hands back up to the sky, rolling all the way back up onto the sits bones. Grab behind your thighs, roll the shoulder blades down, lift and lengthen legs to tabletop. Balancing on the sits bones, extend the toes up to the sky, tap them down. Lift and tap down. Maybe we release the hands. And then we'll return them back to table. Control yourself as you press your spine down into the mat and come right back up to that same spot to balance. 2 more like that, rolling down to the mat and then roll back up onto the sits bones 1 more time. Up onto the sits bones, grab behind your thighs, roll the shoulder blades down, kick the toes to the sky, tap them over to the right and lift, tap over to the left. Tap to the right, tap to the left. Maybe we take the hands off the back of the legs. Side to side, we just tap to one side, they go straight up. Tap to one side, straight up. Last one, bringing it back to center. Control as you roll all the way down. Hug your knees in, take a breath there. And we'll bring the legs back to tabletop, in, into the abdominal series. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Extend the left leg long, framing the right knee with both hands. Inhale, exhale, we go switch. and switch. So we're lifting from the upper abs. The leg comes right back into that tabletop. Pull your belly in a little bit deeper. The legs can extend straight out from the hip. Maybe they go to the sky, maybe they go towards the mat, wherever it's feeling best for you. For 3. Last one each way. Back to center, hug the knees in, and relax. Let your head rock side to side. Take the knees, stir them in the hips like it's whatever feels good to help let go of any tension in the hips. Reverse that. And we'll bring it back to center into double leg stretch. Hands to the sky, collarbone wide. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders, reaching just past the knees towards the ankles. And then extend the arms and legs long, away from the body. Circle, bring it to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to lengthen away from the body. Exhale to center. Remember, the head can always be down if you're feeling any neck tension. If you're feeling anything into your back, keep your legs closer towards the sky. If you need more challenge, they go towards the mat. Last one. Lengthen, circle, bring it in, and relax it all down. Head can just rock, whatever, to let go. And then to regroup, let's bring the feet down to the mat, just to make sure we're starting in our neutral. It's always good to just refresh that setup. And then we'll bring the legs table. Let's bring the legs up to the sky. Hands to the sky, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, extend the left leg long, right leg does a double pull in. Scissor the legs, pull, pull. Inhale, exhale. Good breathing. I love to hear it. Inhale, exhaling on the switch. Inhale as the leg pulls in. Brush the legs past each other. For 3. Keep the pelvis in neutral, so don't turn it into a stretch. That's how we get our stretch at the beginning. Last one. Back to center. Hug the knees in. Relax. Shoulders relax. Feet down. Hands behind the head. Elbows wide to the side. Drawing the belly in to lift the legs one at a time back to table. On your exhale, we lift head, neck, and shoulders and extend your legs to the sky. You can keep your legs parallel, or you can be in turnout. Anchor the pelvis in place as you let your legs lengthen away from you. Exhale to float the legs up. Inhale to let the legs move away. Exhale. So maybe it's a tiny amount, maybe it's a big range of motion, but it's about, is your pelvis staying in place? Is everything else staying as it should be with the collarbone wide? No tension in the upper body. 2 more. Last one. And bring everything in and relax. We'll breathe. We got 1 more into our crisscross here. And we'll bring the legs to table. Again, hands behind the head, fingertip touch behind the ears, elbows wide. Exhale to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, and extend the left leg long. Twist to bring the left shoulder in the direction of the right knee. Return to center. Twist over and center. So think bottom rib to opposite hip. The leg stays in that perfect tabletop as it's in. Exhale, twist. Exhaling all your air out. Narrowing in that waistline. Elbows wide. Let's do 1 more each way. Up and over. Up and over. Bring it back to center. Hug it in. Relax. Take a long stretch here. Arms and legs are going super long. 2 more breaths to let it all go. And then we'll take those hands up to the sky and peel yourself up and over to your toes. And this time we're going to fold over the toes. Take a stretch forward. And we'll come all the way up to sit. Let's lay out on your left side. So balance however feels best. As long as you're on your balance beam, your head could be all the way onto your arm. It could be propped up onto your hand. I just want 1 long line in the body, and then bring the legs a micro inch forward. So the heels are on the balance beam, but the toes are off. Push the top hip away. Lift the top leg. Feel like someone pulled your heel out of your hip socket and lengthened out of your torso. Sweep the leg forward, point and sweep it back. Flex and bring it forward and point and sweep it back. So you guys are all experts at what the movements are. So you can easily dial into the muscles because you know the choreography. Forward and back. There's no question on what you have to do. Now you can just really focus on the muscles. Are you still wrapping the ribs into the body? Feel that bottom waistline lifting up off the mat. And then hold this one back in tiny pulses back. Little tiny pulses back, firming up the tush. Bring it back to center. Again, toes are getting pulled away from you and little circles here. Firming up that leg. Find that firming all the way from your center, pulling the belly button in and reverse. And hold. Turn the toes up to the sky. So you spiraled your thigh open as you lift your leg up. Flex and drag it down. Point and lift. Really resist as you bring that leg down. Lift, flex, and pull. Hold this one to the sky. Turn the toes open even more. Really thoroughly pull that thigh open. And we draw our circles to the sky. Can your toes touch the ceiling? In reverse. Inner thighs super activated. Push your hips forward so you're not rolling back, and then flex the foot. Let the leg fall forward and then sweep it up to the sky. When it comes forward, you're right in front of your hip. So your body looks like the letter L from that top leg up to your head. And then next time it's down, we're going to keep it down. Push your bum back a little bit so your spine is in neutral, and little tiny bend press. Bend press. Pull the abs in. Neck is long. If you find tension in your bottom leg, bend it a little bit for 5, 4. And last one, sweep the leg back to center, and then both knees bend. Angle the ankles up. Push your top hip away. Open and close the top knee for your clamshell. Remember, the bottom leg can be down. You don't have to be in the balance. If you're in the balance, maybe you lift that bottom thigh up. And lift. Squeeze the glute. And then holding it up in tiny pulses up. For 5. And last one, lower that leg, pull the knees to 90 degrees. Line up the ankles with the knees. Flex the feet, slide that top leg up, and it slides down. It's a smooth gliding motion as it lifts inside the hip socket. We just open and close, only opening to the point you don't roll backwards. On the next one, let's hold it down halfway. Tiny stirs, little circles here. And reverse it. And let that leg lower, punch the booty out. Send the legs out straight. We're gonna come into a side plank so the legs are stacked or they're one in front of the other. Pull the bottom arm underneath you, forearm underneath, top hand to your hip. Stacking your legs long away from your body in one long line on the balance beam. Lift your hips to the sky, reach the sky. Imagine there's a pole up there that you could grab onto and then lift your hips a little bit higher. Hold. Long neck, small lower of the hips and lift. Dip the hips and lift. Lower and lift for 3. Last one, then hold and lower the hips, swivel the legs to the other side. And we refresh and sit on the other side. Stan, I hope we're doing all right. I'm really trying to make it even for you. Let the legs be long. You know your setup, bring the legs slightly forward. Lift the top leg, flex the foot. We sweep it forward, point and sweep it back. Long leg. So no knee. It's like your leg is just a stick here. It's tracing a line forward and back. Are the abs pulling in? Push the top hip away. So we want to keep the length through the top rib and hip. Try not to decrease that space. The next time it goes back, we'll hold it back, pulses back. Get your leg a little bit longer away from your body. Firm the tush, keeping it in line with the hip socket, and then bring it back to center, long leg and tiny stirs here. So really reach your leg long out of the hip socket, pulling the waistline up and in, ribs in, reverse your circle. And then hold, we spiral the thigh open, and then we kick the leg to the sky, flex and resist on the down, we point and lift, flex and resist. Relax your top shoulder away from your ear. The next time it's to the sky, we hold it up, spiral that thigh open even more and stir to the ceiling. Keep that leg as long as you can up to the ceiling and reverse. And we hold it, flex the foot as the leg sweeps forward and it sweeps up to the sky. Sweep. Wrap the ribs in. 2. Last one, full one. And then let's bring that leg halfway or back forward, push the hip back, and then we do our bend and straighten, bend, press, bend, press. Try to relax the upper body, and then we'll sweep that leg to the back, bend the knees, angle the ankles up, open and close clamshell. Squeeze. And squeeze. Hold this top leg open and tiny pulses. Maybe that bottom leg lifts a little bit higher, so you're really in that balance. So you're getting that glute on the top, but we're also really focused in the core, and then lower that leg down, both knees to 90 degrees. Ankles in line with the knee, push the top hip away, sweep the top leg open and close. We lift and lower. Lively in the hip socket. Remember, we've got the length in our top hip. The next one we'll hold down halfway, and we have our circles. And then reverse. And lower that leg all the way down, punch it out, push the legs out long, setting up for your side plank. Press the bottom forearm down, and we lift, and we take the top arm up. Holding there, and then we just lower and lift, hip dip down and up. Bye, stand, have fun. And last one, lift and hold, 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 and lower that all the way down. Bring yourself all the way up, and let's grab your weights. So sitting up tall with your weights, roll the shoulder blades down, palms are open and palms to the sky. Really widen through your collarbone here. So tuck your elbows in, lengthen your neck, and we're gonna open and close. So we're sitting up tall to start. Imagine your back is against a wall. You've got a book on your head. Open. So I want you to really think at that attachment point where the arm is connecting into your body. And then hold it open and little pulses back, back. Lift up out of your lows. Your abs should be super activated now so they can really help support you and grow you longer here. And then bring the arms back to forward. Press the arms forward as you roll back halfway. And come up to sit. Halfway. And lift. And then hold back halfway and bicep curl. Bend and extend. Long neck. Soften through the hip flexors. So maybe you need to bend your knees a little bit, maybe not. And then hold the arms out, turn the palms towards each other, alternating sides. Bend and extend. One more each way. Both arms out, turn the palms down as you roll all the way down. Take one long stretch. Maybe if it feels good, the weights pull back and open you up a little bit more. Hands to the sky. And we'll turn the palms towards each other. As you roll yourself up and into hug a tree, relax the shoulder blades down, hinge the arms open and close. Hollowing out your center. Open and close. We're going to hold the arms open in small lifts, little tiny lifts. Relax the shoulders and then flip the pinkies up and lift here for 5. And last one, close the arms back to forward and dive up and over to the toes. Take a little stretch forward. You let the weights go down. So let's do one more here actually. Send the arms all the way back. Shift your weight forward. Plug the shoulder blades down the spine and then palms face each other. They press in, working on our posture muscles. Just maintaining them. I know everyone's doing a great job with it. Widen the collarbone and then hold them in and just pulse this to the sky. Press up, up for 5. And last one, sitting up tall, place your weights to your sides and we'll just take that arm across. A little stretch there. And bring it up and over. And then other side, sweep it across. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears. And up and over. And release that. We're going to come and just meet in a child's pose for a moment. So we're going to sink back into our child's pose. Knees are wide, bringing the chest to the mat, reaching the fingertips forward, relaxing your forehead to the mat. We'll take a couple breaths there. Each breath is going to allow you to inch your fingertips a little further forward. Getting a little bit longer, a little deeper into that stretch. And we're going to begin to walk the hands over to the right side, taking that stretch to the left side body. Really pushing your left hip and booty down into your left heel as your left fingertips reach a little further forward. Creating more space between the ribs on the left side. Relax the shoulder away from the ear. One more breath there. And then walking the hands back to center, get a little further at center, dropping that chest to the mat, and then walking the hands over to the other side. And take that stretch. Breathe. Let your right hip sink heavier. One more breath there. And walk your hands back to center one more time. All the way, lengthen those fingertips forward. And on your next breath, let's take a big inhale. On your exhale, roll yourself up and onto your hands and knees. And let's walk the right foot back, setting up for our final moment here. Extend the left foot back. You're meeting back in your plank, which is so strong, way stronger and supported than the first one we had in class. Hug the inner thighs slightly towards each other, hug the heels together, long neck, draw the abs up and in, and then take it to your downward dog. And pedal the knees out here. And we'll press the heels back. Slightly bend the knees. Lift the sit bones a little bit higher. Lengthen through your heels. And then slow walk of your toes to your hands. And just hang out there in your forward fold. Maybe a little bend and straighten the knees, or a little bounce of the upper body. And then soften the knees, draw the abs in to slowly roll up to restacking your spine. Standing longer, taller, and stronger than before you came into class. Grounding through your feet, take a nice big inhale up. And exhale. One more time, big inhale up. And exhale it out. Pilates Hotties, thank you for coming to class today.